In the content creation space, where we have a lot of skit makers, comedians, and even actors, a few of them would always stand out in their crafts. Some would even migrate or swing into places where they are more heard in terms of political issues or even policies that affect the people. Ladies and gentlemen, today on the Amina Atari Show, I have one person who is a comedian, an actor, an entertainer, and activist. Well, some people will say he's also a philanthropist. You send your other, I give you your accounts. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today I have Adebowale David Ibrahim Adebayo, popularly known as Mr. Macaroni.
You are doing well.
I'm doing well.
You are doing very, very well.
I just sent my other.
I just sent you. You know your account number, just by seeing you alone, I already have your account number in my head. So you two just imagine it that $5 million just enter your account.
Daddy, I don't want plenty. We were greedy. Daddy, how you doing today?
I'm doing fantabulously well.
Amazing. Yeah, uncle.
She's doing well.
She's doing well.
I had to lock her at home
Wow.
because she would disturb this interview. Once she sees you now, she'll say, look at this fine lady. Why is she the one interviewing that you are? She'll scatter everything. So I had to lock her in the house.
Amazing. Mr. Macaroni, tell us. A lot of people know some things about you. Some know many things about you. While a lot of Nigerians want to know more about you. For me, I want to ask, what is your aspiration in life, really?
My aspiration in life has always been the same. Just to live or work towards a society where everyone is treated with love and respect and dignity. You know, to create an enabling environment for everyone to succeed. That makes me really happy.
Amazing.
You know, so it's not enough that it's just you that is doing well. Why can't every other person do well? You understand? And because I always say that everyone has it in them to be great. You understand? If things are better, then everyone will enjoy.
So tell us about Mr. Macaroni's journey into the entertainment world.
Well, I've always known that I would be an actor, a performer, yes.
Yeah.
At least from age 7, 5, I think I already knew that. Because then we would be watching Pastor Chris Oyakilome, you know, TV. We didn't used to go to his church. My dad is a Muslim, my mom is a Christian.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So
you're Christian or Muslim?
right now, none. I just
You're a
believe-
free thinker.
Yeah, I just believe in love. I just believe love everyone. Just do good. I believe there are just two religions. Good, you're either good or you're evil. Yeah. So pick one. Right?
Amazing.
So I choose to be good. I'm not perfect, but anything I would do that will affect another person negatively, I always pray to God not to do it.
Not to do it.
Right. So, say 7, I was already mimicking Pastor Chris Oyakilome. And then my people, my parents, my siblings just knew that this boy is like, this is what he likes to do, just make fun, make everybody laugh and happy. So it was as early as that. Then when I finished secondary school, of course, in secondary school, a lot of drama, societies, and clubs, and I was always in it, and I was doing that. Now, university, I did not want to study theater arts. I just felt I had it in me already, right? So why not just get additional knowledge, you know? And that was why I sought out law at first. You know, at the end of the day, I see the theater I can't do, but I started with law, and I noticed that just by studying law, that law, they bring one kind of spirit come out from my body. Yeah, I'm always I always want to fight.
Defender of the universe.
Yeah, I always want to fight. So, you know, first school, second school, third school, I went to 4 different universities.
Yeah.
And it was always wahala, you know. So I said, look, boy, just go back to what you've always loved doing. Go and study theater arts, enjoy theater, and enter the world. And that was it.
Amazing.
I finished theater, then I started acting around 2013, no, 2012, thereabout, you know. So auditions, I got tired of it. You know, I think I wasn't finding what I was looking for at the time, you know. But that would be me being overzealous at that time
What were you
because,
looking for?
yeah, I wanted to get into the industry and I wanted to be Jamaica immediately or Ramsey Noah. I just wanted boom, you know. But you have to start step by step. That was what I did not realize at the time. So I got tired of getting just extra roles. Okay, now you would say puff puff or now you say buns. You know, it was just, I'm like, no, I'm a thespian, man. I did 4 years in university studying theater. I won't come out and then you tell me to just be looking or fanning Igwe all the time. I'm tired of that. Give me better roles. You know, so 2012, 2011, 12 to 2019, it was always roles like that. I wasn't fulfilled. And that was why I started content creation 2019. I always thought I would never do it because I didn't like what I was seeing online at the time. There was a part of me that always looked down on content creation. It was like, what are these guys doing? This is not theater, man. These guys are just fooling themselves. But boy, I was the fool because I was the fool because I'm sure maybe God was just looking at me there. You know, so 2019, I now started creating content, and here we are.
Amazing. Take us through your activism journey. Let me take you back to your university days. You said you were always fighting. What exactly were you always fighting for? There's a reason I'm asking this. Because we saw a different side of Mr. Macaroni during the NSAS period. And so I said, no, this is not something that he just sat down and said, I want to go and fight for Nigeria. It's something inborn. So tell us about that university days of your activism before, you know, what we saw later.
I think it started even from secondary school.
Okay.
Naturally, I don't just like, you can't cheat me. And I don't like for you to cheat people that I know or people that are close to me. Don't just cheat people, right? Just treat people with respect. So the moment you do not, then you have a problem with me. I don't care what you do to me, even if you beat me, whatever you do, but I'll speak. I'll speak up. And that started from secondary school. I was head boy in my secondary school. And I remember a lot of incidents. In fact, there was a time I got suspended in secondary school because I was doing stuff. I remember one time they were going to serve the students late, you know, serve us food late. And I told all the students that day that none of them should take the food, and none of them did. You know, different stories like that. You know, and even in school, university days, different schools. Now I'm not going to mention their names.
Okay.
You know, different issues, and then I just noticed that I always step up. I always say, look, this is not right, and we need to stand up for ourselves. You know, so that has always been me. You'll find me anywhere that involves speaking up. Anywhere I have to speak up for myself and for people around me, I'll always be there.
Did you think that your dad being a journalist, it was reported that your dad is a journalist, did you think that that played, you know, a key role in forming who Mr. Macaroni is today?
I'm not so sure because my dad, so my dad does this thing that I do now, but he uses his own pen. My dad is very quiet. In fact, when people say, they calm, you know. So he was writing at the time. I knew that, but I think I don't know where this came from. You know, I think it just boils down to what I stand for, my principles about life, and how I think the world should be, society should be.
So take us through NSAS. We recall how that started and how you were, allow me to use the word, a frontliner, you know, on the battlefield. And it's somehow, it didn't stop you, regardless of everything you went through. You know, it didn't really stop you. Do you have a plan of, you know, becoming a politician in future?
No, absolutely not. I think I was having this conversation earlier today or was it yesterday, and I said I think in the Nigerian political system or space, as it were, I think there's a curse roaming around there, you know, because we've seen men, great men, men of valor, go into that space and become something we no longer recognize. You know, they lose all their values, they lose their essence, and it's disturbing. So I strongly believe, I don't know, I think there's something going on, something fishy is going on there. You know, but if you ask me right now, well, no, I think I'm content with using my voice, using my platform to advocate for good. And, you know, when people mostly just think, oh, Mr. Macaroni is always criticizing the politicians, or no, I just want a better society. So, and I recognize and I understand that it's going to be a collective effort. It's going to be all of us, plus politicians, plus the people. We all need to come together to make things work, you know, in the society. So I think I'm okay just advocating for that sanity amongst everyone, whether politician or among the people, that, look, we all just need to do better.
You fought during, you know, NSAS, using your voice as a tool,
Yes.
you know, to fight during NSAS. But, I mean, if we still look at the space, most of the things that we were advocating for, you know, police welfare, police reform,
Yes.
it still seemed that that is there.
Yes.
How do you feel right now looking at what you fought for and had to go through all the, let me use the word, emotional torture,
Yes.
you know, during
And
that
even
time?
physical,
And physical torture, yeah. How do you relate to your fight and what is happening right now?
Yeah, well, what I just say now is that, look, we're not there yet. Has there been some change? Maybe a little. But what I think we can all take away is the fact now that there's some awareness. Now that even when these bad guys continue to do what they do, there's some level of awareness, which is why it's not as notorious as it used to be.
True that.
You know, so there's some level of awareness. But I just think, as a people, too, we have a lot to do. We are careless. We're very careless. You see all of these things happen, and my country people are just there, standing one corner, recording. And, you know, it worries me all the time when I see that. When all of us came out to fight for a common good, a common goal, a cause, and then something like that is still happening after all of that. What you would expect is, of course, not to gang against security agents or what have you, no, but in solidarity, come together. You know, you can. Things will never change if we all continue to turn a blind eye to all of these things. No, we have to come together. We have to show solidarity and let people know that, okay, look, if you move some certain way against these people, they will come together and they will fight for themselves. You know, so I think the people still have a long way to go. We have a long
way to go. Yeah. And so you would just, you know, keep adding your voice on
Absolutely.
issues.
We cannot get tired of doing that, because as long as we continue to live, there will always be all of these things. Yeah, people will always run foul of the system. You know, people will always deviate from what is normal. You know, that's society. There will always be good and evil. But at the end of the day, the ultimate goal would be to ensure that the good overcomes evil.
Amazing. We're still talking to Mr. Macaroni. Now, away from the activism part, yes, loving your country, being a unionist, if you allow me to add that to the title now. If you allow me to add that to the title now. Let's enter the area of, you know, you being a philanthropist. Send me your AZA. Was something that, let me freaky, you know, your account.
Yeah.
At a point in time, we thought it was a joke. You know,
why do you think it's
I thought it was a joke, but until one time we actually saw a video where you went to one of this real estate company,
yeah,
and they say send, because I said, let me freaky, and the girl screamed out there, hey, is this guy for real? So was that like your style, or is something that you just like to send money?
Yeah. If I'm going to be honest, if I will confess, I like to give a lot. Money doesn't control me. I control money. Yeah, and I say that with all sense of humility because I'm not the richest. In fact, I don't even think I have money like that. But what I know is that the little I have is not too much to share or give away. Why? Because more will always come. It's as simple. And that has been me even before celebrity lifestyle. So I think whatever I have now is just God saying, look, keep doing what you're doing. You understand? So, yeah, you know, nothing will bring come, nothing will carry go. So at the end of the day, just if you are comfortable, you are God done butter your bread small. Make it touch people too, you understand? So pretty much that's how I like to do
adding that into your skits, you know, how was that? Was
that was that was just, I think that just came in. It wasn't by virtue of who I am, you know. So I think in one of the episodes, that just became a thing.
Yeah.
Now when I started creating content, I just noticed that virtually anything I say becomes a lingua. And it was scary, you know. I say oi, everybody starts saying oi. I say you are doing well, everybody starts saying it. You are doing it. Hello, freaky, everybody starts saying it. Put your account number, everybody starts saying it, you know. So it was just me saying things. And then everyone, anything I say, people just hold it. I say, yeah, you know, man. You know, so I think it wasn't intentional.
Oh, really?
I just said it while acting. I do not use scripts to perform. Yeah.
Animated.
Yes. So I'm acting, and the way it comes, I say it, and I noticed that people like it the way I say it.
Amazing. Yeah. So even when you have your collaborations, where you bring in other actors, is that scripted?
Oh no, it cannot be scripted. At least for me, because I love for my co-actors, my co-guests to be stars as well. They are stars in their own right, you know. But when I collaborate with, whether a big name or a budding artist who is coming up or things, I want you to be as free as possible. What I will tell you is, okay, it come like this thing can happen. I'll give you the situation. Babami, this is how it's looking. This is what I want us to do. But every other thing you will say, I want it to be your lines. So while we are acting, I cannot say, boss, sure you no go mind if you talk like this. You know, and as much as I also expect, I've worked with people too, while we're acting, they'll tell me, Macaroni, if you talk like this, you go well. That's the beauty of collaboration. No man, nobody knows it all.
So do you have like a vision or a goal of creating either an academy or having a very big international production company?
Yeah, well, slow and steady. I think we have started already.
Oh.
You know, Mr. Macaroni Entertainment, that's our company name. And then by virtue of the productions we've been putting out and those that participate in our productions right now, the cast that we have, that we all started together, and by God's grace now also, at least people are also accepting them. They're also creating their stuff. Look at Momiwa, Motsunde, Corex, the students in Professor Adlife's class and whatever. So I think everyone too is trying their own best and pushing, you know. So, but of course, want to grow, want to do even more, because I strongly believe that there are thousands of people out there. I always say that those of us in the space are not necessarily the best that there is or there are, but one way or the other, we are in the space. The least we can do is to encourage other artists out there, you know, because artists are easily the most depressed people in the world, you know, because we want to be seen. You as an artist, you want to express yourself, and you want, there are germs living within, and you want to proclaim, you want to profess, you want to perform, you know. So there are a lot of people out there. So the least we can do is to bring as many people on board. Sky's wide enough.
Amazing.
Sky's wide enough.
You just touched something very vital, the area of mental health.
Yes.
You know, and depression, which is one place I'm very passionate about. So far, I mean, having this conversation with you, it seems that it's all been, you know, amazing journey, rosy, the content creation space, you know, just coming there, you become your aha moments and all that. Have you ever had a low point? And if so, what was it? And how did you manage you know, if at all you've ever had a very low point?
My lowest points will be the points in my life where my family is being brought into certain situations, especially when it comes to the activism in quotes, you know. And then you find my people are always very scared, you know, they're always very worried, and that affects me a lot. I don't think any other thing can get to me. But once you put my family in, that's a big thing for me. So those, especially NSAS period, then election period, and all of the threats flying left and right, you know. So at those moments, I'm not myself. You know, if I always just go to one corner, but the thing is, they also know that I cannot stop to do what I do. You know, what I do is beyond me. It's beyond anyone. I can't help it. Sometimes I wish I could just, you know, just leave everything, but that's not me. I would not be quiet in the face of intimidation. You cannot intimidate me. You understand? So those points will be, those times. And I think just being aware of who I am and what I am set out to do is enough to bring me back.
How scared were you during NSAS, especially when you were picked up?
Oh, trust me, what that did for me was to give me more strength and courage. I used to be scared before then. After then, I think I lost all control. Yeah, because I looked at them and I said, if you can do this to me, they went all out. They tortured me, they did everything they could. It was a very serious time. But the thing is, it kind of hardened my heart, you know, and I discovered that it was at that time I was now speaking up more. It was at that time I was more, you know, the things I could not say before, I now could say them. So it would be foolish to say that, you know, I'm not worried about certain things, you know. I try to be as cautious as possible. But in the same vein, so long as I know I'm not doing anything wrong, all I'm doing is advocating for a better nation. And not just for me, even for the same officers that torture me and harass me. We want things to be better for you, you know. So long as I do that, there's nothing to be scared about it. Just keep doing it.
Amazing. Trust me, aren't you enjoying this conversation? Well, I am, and I don't even want the conversation to end. Anyway, so on a lighter note before we wrap.
Yeah.
You recently went on one of these podcasts where a lot of questions were thrown here and there. And then they asked the question. And then your response was, I don't think I'm going to get married. And I said, what could that be? His mom and dad were okay? Like, why do you have, like, were you serious about it or you just...
Well, if you ask me right now again, I would say I don't know what the future holds. But right now, I'm not thinking about marriage.
Okay, so which means you get married?
I do not know.
Have they broken your heart? Is there a problem?
My mom was not see
She
this.
go see it. I have to go and look for her name and send it to her directly.
Because we don't end. My mom calls me every time. Hey, boy, Josh, I know me.
What? Really?
I don't know. I think there's been a serious misconception about love, and what love should be like, and what it should feel like. And because of my person, if I say I love you, I love you. I want to share my life with you. I want to share my existence and my being with you. This is not something a lot of people are willing to do these days. People are just there for the ride. So I'm not as invested in love anymore. There was a time in my life, maybe yes, but maybe my experience, I lost hope. Yeah.
That heartbreak must be like all those Indian film heartbreak that. Because I'm not understanding that heartbreak.
You know, so will I find love again? I cannot say. That's why when you ask me, I'll say right now, I don't think about marriage. I just want to focus on making the world a better place.
So it means we need to start an operation now. Operation Find Love for Mr. Macaroni. We need to actually do that, really. But, well, thank you so much for being on this show.
Thank you. I've been enjoying myself. You know.
I don't want it to end, but I know you're a busy somebody. Thank you so much for being here. I always like a parting word, words rather, for a lot of people watching, people that are looking up to you, who wants to trade or move in your path. What is that one thing you would always leave them with?
I always say, do not stop. Why? Because the moment you stop, you no longer have a chance. But if you do not stop, you always get a chance. So whatever it is that you have chosen to do, just keep doing it. Explore. Do not be scared. Right now, you have nothing to lose. So try whatever it is you want to try. Explore, spread, and just fly and do whatever it is. Because now is the time. If you don't do it now, you don't have time to do it again. But the moment you stop creating, the moment you stop working, the chance will never come. You can never see. Yes, grace of God works. It's very powerful. But the grace of God must meet you doing something. Because it's that thing you are doing. If grace is going to find you, then God will say, oh yeah, fire down. But if God wants to say, oh yeah, there's even time for the, okay, so you'll be sleeping and something will just happen. No. So do not stop. Just keep doing it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Macaroni. Yes, it's been a thrilling conversation with Mr. Adebowale David Ibrahim Adedayo, aka Mr. Macaroni. I would say it's always beautiful to have conversations like this. And thank you to Aviary Studios for this beautiful buba. I like to call it buba, abaya, everything. It's a beautiful dress. I love it so much. Thank you, baby. Mwah. You can find a handle over there. Well, bye-bye.